Okay, y'all, so for today's worksheet, we're going to go over hatching, cross-hatching, and India ink washes. You're going to need one of these quill pens, some India ink, some brushes, and some water, and also a palette. So I'm going to start here with hatching. I've already done the cross-hatching, but I'm going to start with hatching. You can use a pen for this, but you can also use a quill pen. If it's your first time using one of these, you might want to keep a piece of scrap paper with you. It's a bit tricky and can drip sometimes. So I'm going to start with the light side, and I'm going to make some diagonal lines that are far apart from each other. Go back in, dip your pen again. Do the next one with the lines slightly closer together. Each time the lines are just going to get closer and closer, giving that illusion of shading, the illusion of tone. I do mine diagonal. Up and down is fine. This is just my preference. And for cross-hatching, I'm not going to show it to you for demo purposes, but it's exactly the same thing, except you are going perpendicular with your lines. You're going both directions. Alright, so here you have it, light to dark, okay? So next we're going to have to do a little bit of prep work for our India ink washes. I'm going to get my smaller brush here, grab a little bit of India ink. A little bit of this really goes a long way. I'm going to get a little bit of water as well. And our scrap paper is going to come in handy here because when we're looking at the India ink washes in our palette, they often all just look exactly the same. Okay. So I'm going to start on the darker side with this one, and my first one's the darkest, so I'm just going to go in with some straight up unwatered down India ink. It's going to be pretty much pure black. Just like that. My next one, I'm going to add a little bit of water to. Let's see on our paper. I'm going for a dark gray. That looks about right to me. You just want this one slightly lighter than the one before it. Right there is perfect. Okay. I'm going to add a bit more water here. See where we're at. Okay, getting a little bit lighter. Here we go. And you're going to continue with that until you get all the way to the last box. And the last box is going to be almost just water, no India ink at all. Okay. For these bottom two sections, you're going to be practicing creating value on a sphere. So your light is going to be coming from the right side, and the left side of the sphere is going to be in shadow. This one you're going to practice with hatching and cross-hatching. This one is going to be using India ink washes. So I'm going to show you the India ink wash one. I'm going to start on that left side with my darkest. A little bit of water, move into more medium tones. And you can layer this as well, similar to how watercolor would be layered. All the way up to that highlight. Go back in and just put a little bit of touch of shadow here at the bottom. And don't forget about the drop shadow as well. Right down there. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to show you the last part here, hatching, cross hatching on the sphere. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my pen. Starting on the left side's the darkest. Start building up those lines. I prefer to follow the shape of the actual sphere itself. It's called a cross contour line. I also prefer to do a combination of hatching and cross hatching. That is personal preference. Some people prefer either or. Just like that, and of course you're going to fill in the drop shadow as well.